We need students here in St. Paul to bring the story to legislators, to let them know what they're doing with their lives. And if we don't have them telling it, they don't believe us. Everybody gets intimidated by this process, but what people have to understand is the ones that legislators really want to hear from are their own constituents. They want to hear the real story. Nobody should ever be afraid to talk to their legislator. They're politicians and they want to hear from you.
I learned that you don't know what to expect. Well, when I first went into this meeting, I was thinking this is my new greatest fear.
You walk in and as soon as you puff your chest out, you see Mark Dayton. This doesn't get you very far.
I feel like a lot of parts of the Capitol look the same, and so it can be confusing. And it's also in a circle, so you could literally start walking in circles. When I came back to the Capitol for Day at the Capitol my junior year, I realized, okay, maybe I should pay attention to training this time. And I did. We actually got these cool little folders, and it helped so much. Like, I was way more prepared for my actual meetings.
I kind of went into it knowing at least the first chunk of what I wanted to say. So introducing myself, waiting for them to introduce themselves, explaining my school, whether I do or do not get the grant.
My first meeting with my legislator was really awkward. She didn't really agree with me from the beginning.
The conversation definitely shifted from I support the Minnesota State grant to I think they deserve more of the Minnesota State grant to I think you should sort of be paying more your own way through college.
And first priority is introducing myself in a strong, confident manner, and right away trying to find some commonalities with the legislator and myself. I actually found out that we attend the same church, which I was like, oh, wow, like we actually have similar lifestyles. And it just made me feel comfortable, and after that I felt like I was able to openly voice my opinions about the state grant.
I think he had assumed that me coming from a private school, that I came from a very privileged family, and he definitely changed his tone a little bit more when he realized sort of why it was so important to me individually.
Like, you go in to talk to a legislator and they seem really rushed and seem to be like, okay, keep it going, I have more important people to see after you.
So those rushes and those little meetings, even if it's 30 seconds, they really add up to sticking in the legislator's mind as something that they might want to advocate for.
Well, my friend, when we went to go visit her legislator, her legislator was currently in a hearing, so she had to call him out.
The process that's set up is so simple. You just give a note to a page. They're literally everywhere. And you write down your name, the legislator, and what you need to talk to them about. So it'd be, Connor Blacksher, Legislator A, and Day at the Capitol. Or I guess every day is the Day at the Capitol. Minnesota State grants. If they didn't have people bringing them notes to get out of their meetings, they would have to sit through that entire meeting.
I've actually been a part of a large group meeting where there were about, I'd say 10 of us meeting with one legislator. A good thing to do if you knew that you were going to be part of a group meeting would be to meet with the other students beforehand. I mean, just 5 minutes before you walk in the door, be like, hey, introduce yourselves. Maybe decide on some topics that you are really passionate about.
Have fun with it. So there's my advice, don't not have fun with Day at the Capitol. So if you're having fun, you're doing the right thing. If you're not having fun, you're wrong.
And we're all lobbying for the same thing. We all have the same perspective. And if we get people from all different schools, it really shows strength in numbers, strength in variety, that we are all here for the same thing.
Just remember, when you come to St. Paul, be yourself, tell your story, look those legislators right in the eye, and remember, they're here representing you. They want to hear your story, and thank you so much for being willing to help us out.